Okay. So let's proceed. So we've worked out our contribution. We've worked out our contribution, isn't it? So here the contribution for the department is this 518,000. Okay, but then we have the fixed costs, because remember we want to find out, is division P more profitable to keep than to sell? Okay, so we then say, okay, what are our fixed costs to get the profit? So we have a fixed cost of 350,000. Okay, and the other fixed costs, other expenses. Sorry, yeah, that's the fixed cost, the 350. Other expenses, non-manufacturing, 180. So here plus 180,000. But then we know that in that 180, all right, it says 180,000 are all fixed and includes general overhead allocation, the 42,000 that we were speaking about earlier. And we said that this is a sunk cost. So since it's a sunk cost, regardless of whether we keep the division or whether we sell the division, we are going to incur this cost. So we're then going to remove the 42,000. So minus 42,000. Okay. And then you get this 88,000. So 488,000. Oh, I made a bit of a mistake. Remember, they also said, because this is 2011, isn't it? Right. Just give what?
Half a mark. So you were supposed to think you got half a mark.
So we can continue.
So I'm still watching the typical care about a master budget. I'm fighting.
Okay, all those who are fighting, let's fight after the lecture, eh? So we can finish this. Because remember, I need to present on the slides. Okay, so let's catch up after. Okay, not a problem. I don't mind, but let's catch up after. Okay, right. So just stay with me for the next what? Not even 20. I'd say 30 minutes, and then we can get into these other issues. Okay, so again, let's see. If we look here, it says if the division is not sold, fixed costs will increase by 6%. Okay, so we also need to we also need to account for that. So here we're going to say times 1.06. Okay, so that now is what our fixed cost is. Sorry, this is a bit messy. Let me maybe do this just so we can quickly. You can ask if you want to. Okay. All right, so there's our fixed cost now for 2011. These dates are kind of confusing me, but oh well. Right, so when you minus those two, what do you get? Maybe I should add a row here, just so that we can see our profit. Just want to add a row above. Okay, so the 574 minus the 517, what do we get? What do you guys get?
Should be 68.
700. Okay, right. So then we see there, okay, no problem. You've got 82,700. That's the profit that we get from keeping division P. Okay. And then remember, if we look, the only thing that we saw is that we get a yield of 80,000 a year from the investment that we make when we sell division P. So what are you going to do? You're going to keep division P. Okay? You're going to keep division P. All right? So that is your first bit. Then they say consider other factors that may influence the decision. That's all just theory. So here you can see they say long-term time horizon. Okay? Right? Time horizon considered was on 12 months, and this might be too short. Okay? So there's that. Then there's the impact of potential redundancies and staff morale in other divisions if division P is closed. Then alternative uses of resources used in the manufacturing process of division P. Like what alternative uses can we apply the resources that we would have used in division P2? That's something we also need to consider. It was the factory space that was taken up by division P, office space. What are we going to do with that? We also need to think about that. That's also something worth considering. Okay, so then here, the third part, they're now asking for the percentage increase in sales, or the percentage increase in sales required for both options to be the same, for us to be indifferent about going with selling or going with keeping. Okay, so here what we already know is that expected return if we sold is going to be 80,000, but we know that we're going to lose out on the sales from other divisions as a result of selling P, and this is obviously probably in relation to products that maybe P produces, division P produces. So we're minusing that. So our profit on sale will then be obviously 55,000. So we then are saying we want the return of selling and keeping to be the same, right? So we then know that the profit required, and that's why we're using the term required, must then be the same as the profit received. In other words, this 55,000 should be the same 55,000 that we get from keeping. Okay? So we then say, what is the required contribution? So we're basically working our way backwards. Okay? So your 517,280 plus your 55, what do you guys get? 572, yes. 572, what else? 280. Okay. So now that we have that, we can now work out what the return ought to be. And how do we do that? How do we calculate whether there should be an increase or how much the increase should be? What the percentage change should be in cents? We need to know what was the initial contribution, isn't it? Right?
Yeah, but doesn't it give you your existing contribution? Huh?
Don't you have to get the?
Don't they give you your existing contribution?
We calculated it earlier.
518.
Mm-hmm.
Won't you go 572 280 divided by 580 times 100?
Say it again.
572 280.
That's exactly it. First,
580
but first we have to say 572 280 minus to get the, because we want the increase, isn't it? Minus the 518, then divided by the 518. So let me just put this in brackets. Sorry, forgot a zero there. Like so. And then okay. And then obviously to get that as a percentage, you say times 100, and that should give you 10.48%. 10.48%. So that was your activity 5.3. And that is your learning unit 5. Learning unit 5. So, no, not done. Unfortunately. But we will be soon. We will be soon. Okay. Right. So